Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. Welcome to grade 11 business mathematics class. So we are learning our 5th chapter differential calculus. So 5.1 exercise we have completed in last class. I hope you all of you learned. That's a very easiest exercise. So I hope you all of you learn and you are all there. Okay. So in our last class I have started our next section and I have taught you some basic ideas. That is algorithm of right hand and left hand limits. Is it right? So limits and derivatives is the next section. So in this section algorithm of left hand limit and algorithm of right hand limit, just you go through and read out that from your book. So when you are doing the problems you will get good knowledge. So when I am explaining now you won't understand thoroughly. So when we are doing the problems you will get thorough knowledge. So when we are doing the problems I will taught you deeply. Okay, so we are going to start from example 5.14. Understand? So left hand limit and right hand limit. So left hand limit means you keep it in mind. So left hand limit means we will notate by L of f of x. Okay, so you will read as limit, that is left hand limit, left hand limit. So right hand limit means r of f of x. Understand? So it is left hand limit, it is right hand limit. So we will call this as left hand limit of f of x, this is right hand limit of f of x. Okay, so this is left hand limit means you keep it in mind, limit x tends to a minus f of x. Okay, maybe it is in right hand limit means limit x tends to a plus f of x. That's the only meaning. Okay, so left hand limit means f of x is equal to limit a tends to x tends to a minus. Okay, so here means limit x tends to a plus f of x. Okay, that's the difference. So how we will proceed in the problem I will explain you when we are doing the problem. Okay, now I'm writing the question. Example 5.14. Evaluate the left hand and so we are going to evaluate the left hand and right hand limits of the function f of x is equal to modulus of x minus 3 divided by x minus 3 if x is not equal to 3, 0 if x is equal to 3 at x is equal to 3. Okay, so the question is evaluate the left hand and right hand limits of the function f of x is equal to modulus x minus 3 divided by x minus 3 if x is not equal to 3, 0 if x is equal to 3. Okay, so we are going to evaluate our left hand limit and right hand limit. Okay, step by step slowly I will teach you. From that you will get an idea. Okay, solution. First we are going to find the left hand limit. So left hand limit means how we will write L of f of x. We will call this is left hand limit. So I said here limit x tends to a minus f of x. Okay, so limit x tends to a minus. So here what's the a value ma? At x is equal to 3, it's a value. Okay, so here x tends to 3 minus f of x. Have you all understand the first step? What will you do? Left hand limit means L of f of x. So limit x tends to 3 minus. So a value is 3. X tends to 3 minus f of x. Okay. So next step, what will you do means when we are reading the algorithm, there it is mentioned, that is put x is equal to a minus sketch. Okay, so put x is equal to a minus sketch. Put x is equal to a minus h. Okay, so h is greater than 0. Put x is equal to a minus sketch. Understand? So a minus sketch, x is equal to a minus sketch means a value how much? 3. Is it right? So here when we are substituting limit x tends to 3 minus, it will change as h tends to 0. Okay, so limit h tends to 0, f of x minus x is equal to how much you need to substitute? A minus h. So how much will substitute? 3 minus h. Where what's the x value? X is equal to 3 minus h. Understand? So L of f of x is equal to limit x tends to 3 minus f of x, limit h tends to 0, f of 3 minus h, where x is equal to 3 minus h. Okay, so that's equal to limit h tends to 0. This one we are going to substitute here. So here what's there? Modulus of x minus 3 divided by x minus 3. So f of 3 minus h. Here what is given? Modulus of x minus 3 by x minus 3. So in that place you need to substitute this 3 minus h. Just to substitute modulus of 3 minus h. Already 1 minus 3 is there in the question. Divided by, in the place of x you need to substitute 3 minus h minus 3. Okay. Now simplify. Limit h tends to 0. Modulus of 3 minus h minus 3, okay, divided by 3 minus h minus 3. So how much you will get? This will get cancelled, this will get cancelled. Is it right? So here minus h minus 3. Okay, so when we are simplifying, you will get h divided by minus h. Okay, so do it very carefully. Limit h tends to 0, modulus of minus h divided by normal one minus h. So inside the modulus, if it is negative value, it will also change as positive. H tends to 0, h by minus h. So if you are cancelling, you will get limit h tends to 0 of minus 1. Okay, so what's the value? Limit h tends to 0. In that place it is x, is it right? So it is same as x. So limit x tends to 0, it is minus 1, is it right? Minus 1. So what is the value? It is minus 1. If there is any x or h value, we will substitute in the place of 0. Here it is nothing, so we will write it as minus 1. So limit x tends to 0 of minus 1, the value is equal to minus 1. Got it? So this is left hand limit. Okay, then we are going to find the right hand limit. Then here h tends to 0, it's enough. Here the x again no need. H tends to 0 of minus 1 is equal to minus 1. Okay, now we are going to find the right hand. We are going to do the right hand limit. So r of f of x at x is equal to, what's the value? It is given 3. So substitute same as the limit x tends to 3 plus. I said, is it right? So left hand limit means x tends to 3 minus, is it right? So here x tends to 3 plus. Okay, so 3 plus, that's equal to same as left hand limit. Limit h tends to 0, f of, in the place of 3 plus is there, that one 3 minus. So we will substitute a minus h. Here we will substitute a plus h. Okay, so if you are reading the algorithm, you come to know, if you are reading the algorithm, right hand limit means put x is equal to a plus h. Left hand limit means put x is equal to a minus h. Okay, so here what will you substitute? Put x is equal to a plus h. So here what's a value? 3. So 3 plus h, that's equal to limit h tends to 0, modulus of, we will substitute there, that is 3 plus h minus 3 divided by 3 plus h minus 3. So what will happen? That's equal to limit h tends to 0, modulus of h divided by h, that's equal to limit h tends to 0. What's the value for modulus of h? H divided by h. So it will get cancelled and 1. So limit h tends to 0 of 1. What's the value? 1. It's the answer. Understand, students? So it's the. So it's very easy. So you keep it in mind. Only one thing is limit. Left hand limit means x tends to a minus. Right hand limit means x tends to a plus f of x. So what next step? There means a minus h, here means a plus h. Understand? Let's move to the next question. Example 5.15. Verify the existence of the function. 5x minus 4 if 0 less than x less than or equal to 1. 4x cube minus 3x if 1 less than x less than 2 at x is equal to 1. Okay, 5x minus 4 if 0 less than or equal to less than x less than or equal to 1. 4x cube minus 3x if 1 less than x less than 2 at x is equal to 1. Okay. Solution. First so the question is verify the existence. The meaning is left hand limit is equal to right hand limit you need to prove. Okay, what you need to prove? Left hand limit is equal to right hand limit we need to prove. Okay, so first you need to find left hand limit. So L of f of x is equal to limit x tends to here 1, is it right? X is equal to 1. So 1 minus, is it right? So 1 minus f of x. So that's equal to limit h tends to 0. What will you substitute? F of, in the place of x is equal to a minus h. So a value is 1 minus h, correct? 1 minus h. Okay, so where x is equal to 1 minus h. Got it? So that's equal to limit h tends to 0. 5 we will substitute here. Okay, x is equal to 1 means range will be here. So we will substitute here in 5x minus 4. So 5 into, in the place of x is 1 minus h minus 4 equal to limit h tends to 0. 5 minus 5h minus 4. So that's equal to limit h tends to 0. 1 minus 5h. So if you are substituting for h as 0, what will happen? This term will be 0. Okay, so what's the value you will get at last? 1 you will get. Got it? I have skipped one step here. What's the only one step I skipped here? Limit h tends to 0, 1 minus 5h. If you are substituting for h tends to 0, here this will be 0. So limit h tends to 1 will be the balance. So the value is 1. Okay. So now we are going to find the right hand limit. R of f of x. Okay, so R of f of x. So R of f of x means right hand limit, that's equal to x equal to 1. Okay, so limit x tends to 1 plus f of x is equal to limit h tends to 0 f of 1 plus h. Okay, so x is equal to how much? 1 plus h. That's equal to limit h tends to 0, 4 into 1 plus h the whole cube minus 3 into 1 plus h. Okay, so that's equal to how much you will get? H tends to 0. So in the place of h we will substitute 0. If you need you can write one more step. Okay, so 4 into 1 plus 0 the whole cube minus 3 into 1 plus 0. So that's equal to 4 into 1 minus 3 into 1. So 4 minus 3 the value is 1. So whether left hand limit and right hand limit both are equal s. Is it right? So L of f of x is equal to R of f of x. So we are going to conclude the answer clearly. L of f of 1, is it right, is equal to R of f of 1. Okay, so limit x tends to 1 plus f of x exists and equal to 1. Okay, so clearly f of x exists and it is equal to 1. Okay, so these are the two problems we have there in this example section. So we will move to the next section. So before that we need to learn something. So that one I will teach you now. Afterwards we will move to the questions. Okay, take it. Okay, students, just I will say some important results. I think no need to take down to your note. You take down to your, you read your book. That's enough. But just I will explain some results. Okay. So listen. Take your books, all of you. Take your books. In your book, the page number is, I don't know, it's a new book. So, some results of limits is there in your book. So, before that, one note is there. It will be useful for one verse, so that also you go through. Let A be a point and f of x be a function. Then the following stages may happen. What are the stages may happen? That is one problem now we have completed. L of x tends to a, f of x exists, but f of a does not exist. So f of x will be exist, f of a does not exist. The next one is the value of f of a exists, but limit x tends to a, f of x does not exist. Then both also exist or unequal, both also exist and both are equal. Okay, so these are the four notes they have given. So sometimes they will ask for one words, otherwise they will give some new problems that is out of from your book. Okay, so sometimes you will get, so you go through it. Okay, so then next one is some important results of limits. That's very very important. Just you learn from your book, that's enough. First one is limit x tends to a, f of f plus or minus g of x is equal to limit x tends to a, f of x plus or minus limit x tends to a, g of x. Next one multiplication, next one division, next one with the constant. So what are the changes is happening, you just go through, no need to take down to your note. Okay, next one is indeterminate forms and evaluations of limit. So that one also it's not important, just you go through. That is limit x tends to a, f of x is equal to limit x tends to a, g of x both also equal to 0 means then f of a divided by g of a takes 0 divided by 0 form, which is meaningless, but does not imply that limit x tends to a, f of x divided by g of x is meaningless. Okay, just you go through, it's not very important. Okay, the next one, methods of evaluations of algebraic limits. There, direct substitution, factorization, rationalization by using some standard limits. This only we are going to do some standard limits. There are nearly 7 some standard limits are given. This one you need to buy heart, we will use for problems. So you do one thing, after completing example 5.15, take down your notes, put down the heading some standard limits, and you need to write this. Okay, it's just as a formula you need to learn. First one is limit x tends to a, x power n minus a power n divided by x minus a is equal to n a power n minus 1 if n belongs to q. It's the first result. Second one, limit theta tends to 0, sin theta divided by theta equal to limit theta tends to 0, tan theta divided by theta equal to 1. Theta is a radian. Then third one, limit x tends to 0, a power x minus 1 divided by x is equal to log a if a greater than 0. Fourth one, limit x tends to 0, log 1 plus x divided by x is equal to 1. Fifth one, limit x tends to 0, 1 plus x the whole power 1 by x is equal to e. Sixth one, limit x tends to infinity, 1 plus 1 by x the whole power x is equal to e. Seventh one, limit x tends to 0, e power x minus 1 divided by x is equal to 1. These are the 7 results you need to take down to your note and learn it very thoroughly. Limit x tends to a, x power n minus a power n divided by x minus a equal to. That is the 7 standard limits also we will use in the problems. Without knowing this we can't do the problem. So please students, you all of you learn this very thoroughly. Understand? So one problem I will start it today. Before that before the next class, please learn this, otherwise it will be very difficult. Okay, now we will do one problem. Evaluate limit x tends to 1, 3x square plus 4x minus 5. Okay, so limit x tends, it's a very simple problem, limit x tends to 1, 3x square plus 4x minus 1. Okay, so solution, limit x tends to 1, 3x square plus 4x minus 5 is equal to, so in the place of x you need to substitute 1, that's all. Okay, so we are not going to do the problem related to the standard limits today, so just I am starting here. This is very easy. So evaluate limit x tends to 1, 3x square plus 4x minus 5. So x tends to 1, so in the place of x what will you substitute? 1. So 3 into 1 square plus 4 into 1 minus 5. 3 plus 4 minus 5. So 7 minus 5 means 2. This is answer. Okay. So I think in exercise also the simple type problems may be there. If you have a time, just you go through. Otherwise, I am not going to give the homeworks today. The reason is you need to learn the 7 standard limits before next class. It will be very useful. Not only for doing the problems, for one words also they may ask. Next year also it will be very useful for you. Okay, so not only next year, for higher studies also, you just go through and learn this 7 results very thoroughly. Okay, so you do one thing, take down your notes. Example 5.13, 5.14 you can copy. Afterwards, you start from here, some standard limits, like that put the heading and write down the 7, and afterwards example 5.16. Okay students, please learn this. So next class we will start from example 5.17. Be safe students, please learn your everyday portions. Nearly we are going to complete our half of your portions, so I hope you all of you learned and all of you thorough. Please you keep it in mind, we won't repeat it again inside your class again. Please take down all the things to your classwork. Maintain your classwork neatly. Do your classwork homeworks regularly. If you have any doubt, you can clarify with me. Okay, students, be safe. Thank you. We will meet in the next class.